This video is brought to you by Ravenscraft Realty of Northeast Missouri.
Oh, where to begin? So you guys know how I've been doing that 40/20 turbo project, right? Well, I've got the turbo right here. I've got an oil line that's not long enough. I have the thermostat housing taken apart. I have the thermostats out. Oh my gosh. I haven't been videoing any of it because I've been a little PO'd while doing it. But here's where we're at. Here she be. Yes, it does run, but yeah. I had to take the head off to get my broken bolt out. I snapped that one off inside the head. I had to take the valve cover off, valve cover gasket, got my new exhaust manifold on, new upper radiator hose, new lower radiator hose, new hydraulic pump, new, lots of new stuff, several dollars invested. I have both of the thermostats are out right now. They were flipped around this way and the turbo wasn't going to clear the radiator hose. So I had to drop the coolant again and the coolant spigot twisted off again. Yeah, pretty not cool if you ask me, but such is life. I'm gonna go to town and get a new coolant spigot. I'm not sure what a tap, that sounds like the right word. And I'm gonna take this oil line here, yeah, this one, and see if I can find a suitable substitute for it. What else am I doing? We got the backhoe in the shop, hydraulic cylinder that leaks really bad. Got it taken out, and I gotta go get some hydraulic hoses made, and then I've gotta meet a fella in New London at 5 to hand over my key for my apartment in Columbia that I am no longer living in. He's a good kid, kind of fell onto my radar. It's a buddy from school's brother. So if my buddy trusts him and it's his brother, then I trust him. And it'll help me recoup some of the money for the apartment rental, because that's expensive. And I have other things to pay for, like oil hoses. 5 days ago, the fuel pump wouldn't even pump any fuel because it was so cold, like 20 below with the wind chill. And today it's 10 degrees, so it's a 30-degree heat wave, but fuel's flowing just fine now. Yeah, it's a little snowy. Thank goodness we have a skid steer and my dad who likes to play with the skid steer. Okay, so this is the thermostat housing that I'm flipping around. Somehow I've got to get this ancient O-ring, prehistoric even, get that out of there and replace it. And this is all what's left of the 2 gaskets that sealed this against the thermostats. If any of you guys have ever wondered what a 40/20 404 looks like without the valve cover on, well, this is what it looks like. Right now I am torquing the rocker arm clamps. Those are supposed to be torqued to 55, which I am at. And this is a torque wrench, so when you turn it, it reaches the torque and then it clicks. Like that. And then this is the last one. 55. Then all the exhaust and intake manifold bolts, those are 35s. And the head bolts are 100. Well, at first they're 100, then they're 135, then they're 150. And I put the head and everything on 2 days ago. So that's done, luckily. Didn't run into any incidents. Okay, so I've already done this once to make sure that I could do it, so that I could show you guys how to do it if you ever have to adjust the valves on your 40/20. First, I'm gonna take a drink though. Water. Oh, that's refreshing. Okay, anyways, so the book, my magical book here that I'm not gonna show you guys because it's special and I shouldn't have it, what the book says, you adjust the valve clearance on number 1, 3, and 5. That's the intake, or no, the exhaust valves. And on number 1, 2, and 4, the intake valves. And you gotta have the flywheel at top dead center to do that. And then you spin, and I did all that already. And then you spin the flywheel 360 degrees over to top dead center again. I use the screwdriver to do it. You just kind of pry against the the ring gear teeth that the starter interfaces with, and you spin it around a full circle, 360 degrees. And now the book says we adjust valve clearances on the number 2, 4, and 6 exhaust, and 3, 5, and 6 intake valves. And okay, so I got my feeler gauge here. The valve clearance is 0.018 or 0.45 millimeters if you live in a communist country. And where's my special screwdriver? Right here. And you need a 9/16 wrench. So number 2 exhaust, which is this one right here. We're gonna play with this one. All right, we're gonna play with this valve right here. So first, we wanna break it loose. There's a little kind of jam nut here on top of the rocker arm. And then we're going to back it off a little bit by spinning the screw this way. We take our feeler gauge, we put it between the top of the valve and the rocker arm, and then we spin it back down, okay, until it touches, and then a little bit more. And now that one's set. That is the exhaust on number 2. And then put your jam nut back down, tighten it. Make sure it's tight because the engines like to vibrate. Okay, now the number 2 exhaust is set. And then for that, you rinse and repeat the whole process for all 12 valves and whatever. I'm not a mechanic, but I'm trying my best. You know, I'm not usually an international man, but this is pretty cool. It's an industrial 1066 hydro. So I guess that's a hydro 100. I don't know. Not a red man. But it's been questionably repainted at least once, but I think that's the original paint. But this is so cool. Let's get inside. Oh yeah. This is cool. If I didn't have no money, I would probably buy this. There's another thing I don't need, but I think is cool. A Steiger Panther 1000. Oh, it's so 90s. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Oh, got the Corvette steering column. It's just like, I can smell this. You guys can probably smell this video. It smells like disappointment. But look how long, the hood is so long. But it's still cool. This would be awesome. Pull a field cultivator or something with. You know, cheap horsepower. So some of you that are Facebook friends with me or follow Facebook Marketplace at all, you guys have seen this tractor before. And you guys know that I have it, but never really have said why I have it. But I'll get to that in a second. But it's a 1966 4020 gas burner with, I don't know, 9,300-ish hours maybe. And it is going to Wheeler's consignment sale that's happening on Saturday. Here we are, tropical Paris, Missouri. We're at Wheeler's, dropping off the gas 4020. I'll tell you more about it later. Well, I think this is the last we're going to see of the 66 gas 4020. All the lights work, and honestly, the hood is in better shape than my 69 4020. But it's gas and synchro, so not very cool. This is the Goldinger Farms employee activity list for today. I can hit water. No, it's not. Well, I guess we're getting rid of the old tanker trailer too, seeing as we got a fancy new spray trailer. But it's going to Wheeler's as well, and you certainly can't own it if you got the most money and your hands up last. Our buddy David, he came and took some MacDon parts from us too. Apparently that tanker is a model year 1970. Oh, we got May. She's a model year 2014, I think. She's a good girl. Yeah. What do you think, Dad? Can we buy this and pull the Diamond Harrow with it?
As long as I don't have to drive it.
Yeah, this is a good Jaden tractor.
I tried to buy.
You know, this thing would have been pretty cool. Don't know what I would have done with it, but it's seen some trauma, hence the torch cut axles and the French sticker from Quebec. So this thing's been around. If you were at Wheeler's today, you know what it's like. It's a disaster. We were coming around this bend here on the side of the hill and just started sliding down the hill. So Kubota tractor up there, courtesy of Wheeler's, is gonna come and probably pull us out backward. Oh, we had no problem getting out. Tractor just dragging us backwards all the way up the hill to the gravel. It's fine. Thank you to the state of Missouri for coming to blade off the road. It's a very foggy morning here in the bottom, hauling out of the bend. You hear along 168. We got 45 more loads to haul before the end of the month. But with 4 of us hauling and 4 trucks, and it shouldn't take very long. It's only like a 20-mile round trip, so a good guy could get 7 loads in a day. But I've gotten 1 already this morning. But the center sump in this bend 2 here, or no, bend 1 I should say. Bend 2's on the other side that I was pulling out last video. But this bend, the center sump is plugged, so I'm having to pull out of the side. That's not good. That means the corn is spoiled right over the center. So just keep trucking. This is the 4th load of the day. Open so the probe can get in there and do its thing. But it's been kind of slow today. The bin that I was pulling out of this morning, there's some problems in that bin, so we had to quit. But not before we slowed way down loading it out. I think we got 5.5 loads out of it. And then I switched to the overhead bin. That's pretty cut and dry. The grain goes from the bins up through the leg into the overhead bin, and then pull under it and open it, and you're loaded. But it's pretty easy. But right now we're getting probed. Yeah, he's digging around back there, trying to find as many ways to dock us as they can. I really can't complain about CGB. They're pretty good to us. Alright, this is the outbound scale. You pull up to about right here, grab your little tag, it's going to make a noise, or it should. There we go. And now we get to find out how much we weigh. 24.9. Alright. And then ticket's going to come out right there, and I'll put it with the rest of my tickets. I think that's enough trucking for today. Roll up the window and turn the key. Take my Bluetooth speaker thingy out. Get my utility knife. This thing is way better than a pocket knife, by the way. And I'll grab my tickets, my coat, and my water jug. I'm just on my way back home from the big old house that I take care of, and well, something sad happened today, or in the recent past. So under the roof of this old house, there's these old brackets, and I always thought, they would look pretty neat, and they do. But something really sad happened, and one of the brackets on the other side of the house over there, it fell down. And what's sad about that is that it fell down and it's no longer there. It doesn't look as pretty. But what really, kind of struck me about that is no matter how big and grand you build something like this, someday time will catch up to it and catch up to you as well, and it'll tear you down bit by bit. And I think that's a very important lesson to kind of take to heart. being graduated from college now, this is a pretty weird time in my life. I'm not sure what to do. Feel a little bit lost. You know, you spend so much time wishing you could be done and graduated, and then you do it, and then you're like, huh. So this is what this feels like. And I don't know, sometimes I go back and forth on whether or not, you know, being done a semester early was a good idea or a bad idea. But I just thought I'd share that little philosophical moment with you guys. And look, it's beautiful outside. Of course, what night in Marion County isn't beautiful? But I don't know, today I'm just really appreciating life. Oh, we've been working on a lot of things here in the shop. One of those things being new lights for the 2020 Combine. My man Shane at Schlemmer Farm Supply in Ladonia set us up with that. Hit him up to get the deals. So I said earlier, much earlier in the video, that I would explain why I had another 4020 to sell. There were some people that kind of picked up on that on Facebook, but I refused to elaborate for the time being because I didn't want to disclose my master plan. So the plan was that, so I bought this it was a gas 4020, it was a 66, and it had an M&W oil pan on it. Now, why you'd have an M&W oil pan on a gas tractor, I don't know, but my plan was to take the oil pan off of it, put it on my 4020, and swap the pans, which I did. That tractor, it didn't even make it 24 hours here at home before I had the oil pan swapped. But the idea was that, you know, I get that, and that's a way to get a pan cheaper. That's not how it worked out. I would have been better off to just buy a pan. But I've washed my hands of it. It's over now. But I do have a running and driving tractor. That's pretty cool. So we're going to do a little startup here. I've got part of the throttle linkage apart. It's the tie rod that goes from here down to this part of the throttle. Trust me, it works. And I had some coolant leaks, and I'm still waiting on an elbow and some gaskets for the turbo, so it'll come back off again. But I just wanted to hear it run. So here we go. Ready? Sounds pretty good. And I have the full M&W kit, or as full as it can be, I guess. Don't have a pyrometer, or not yet. But I also got some more parts from my man Shane. I got a brand new drawbar and a PTO cover. So hit Shane up if you want some deals. But I've done a fair bit of mechanicking on this thing in the past, I don't know, month and a half. I really hadn't videoed a whole lot of it just because sometimes it is nice to put the phone down and just focus on the task at hand. So that's what I've kind of been doing. And with all that said, I'd like to thank everybody for continuing to watch. It means quite a bit to me. I know I said I was going to get better about posting more regularly, but you know, sometimes I just don't want to YouTube, and that's okay. But I try to I try to produce quality content that's actually worth the time to watch, not just a 10-minute, here's a video every week. I'd rather make one every 2 or 3 weeks that's actually worth watching. But thanks for watching this far, and if you enjoyed it, you should, like, subscribe, stick around. You got a question for me, put it in the comments. I'll try to answer it. And that said, I'll see you guys on the next one. I should have one next week because we have some stuff that we're going to be finishing up. We're actually outside doing something now. It was pretty cold, the last 2 weeks. Well, not recently, but the last 2 weeks before that, it was really cold. But anyways, I will see you guys later.